Hi, and welcome to Process Monday, where I remember last time I said that I would show you how to start an oil painting on canvas. I figured it'd be better if I show you, because what you want to do is lay out a line drawing, and then you're going to map out your values and everything. Well, today I'm using this picture. If anybody is an anime nerd, you know where this is from. Sailor Moon. Okay. Anyway, now what you need is solvent, which I think I forgot to mention in last Monday's post about oil painting. And usually I use a rounded brush, but I figure since this is such a small canvas, this small flat will do. Yeah, there's rounded brushes and there's flat brushes. Like I said, they're either made out of synthetic or natural fibers. I believe this is a natural fiber, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, and Princeton. It's a good brush brand, but take better care of your brushes than I do. I'm guilty of it. But what you want to do is really dilute usually a natural earthy tone to use when drawing with your paintbrush. We're using Venetian red right here. So without further ado, here we go. And then you're just going to do this very quickly. It's not going to be perfect. It's just laying down your foundation. This is really where you get to really get proportions and perspective right. Like when I used to paint representationally, which representationally is, from what I've understood, it's anything that represents a being or an object. In my case, it was portraiture. I used to do self-portraiture to try to show the physical, emotional toll of my depression back in the day. But I mean, like all things, you figure out that what works for some people doesn't necessarily work for you. So I kind of decided that painting abstractly was better for me conceptually and emotionally. I feel more of a connection with lines, colors, and shapes than I do. I guess because of the anxiety part, I try not to even read into the emotion of faces, just because well, it's not my best drawing, but it's just a demo. Okay, now say we're gonna go in here and kinda has there. That's better. Now there's not really any like value in the drawing, but we can in this, but I can just kind of perceive it as, you know, this is these are the parts of the piece that need to be that need to have this color. Usually when you're mapping out your values and your colors, you're gonna already have your entire palette laid out. But since I do not have a readily available palette right now, I'm working with what I got so I can show you how to do this. So. It's been a while since I've done this. Whoops. And there is such a thing as too much solvent in your oil paint. Just because you're going to get runs like that. Okay. And that and on a note about solvent, when you're not using your brush, it goes back in the solvent. Always. The solvent is what helps keep your bristles from being, we're just gonna say getting crusty, because, you know, let's just say that I've had an experience or two where I didn't wash my brushes, or, you know, I didn't put them in the solvent, and, you know, I've still got a color left from another part of the piece, and I go and pick a new color, and now I gotta clean out that brush really good all over again because I just fucked up. I mean, whoops. Excuse me, but, you know, I just went and messed up the color I was trying to make because I didn't clean off my brush first in my solvent. And now the importance with cleaning off your brushes is, if you don't clean them off, you know, I mean, no one way or about it, you're damaging the bristles, and eventually bristles do break down, but if you don't clean them properly, it's gonna happen quicker. So clean those brushes and clean off the paint from your brush before you use a new color. Yep. But let's see, what else did I want to know? I also want to note that when it comes to choosing your image and your canvas size, it really all depends on how big or how small you want to work. Like, if you're trying to take a large image and try to put it on this canvas, I really wouldn't suggest it. Not only is your composition going to be constricted, there's just not going to be happy fun times for you, because you're trying to draw all of that on a tiny space like this. Like, I've had plenty of times when I was first starting out painting where I wasn't really grasping that, but now when it comes to choosing your image, you really gotta think, because if you've already got the canvas size picked out, you either have to be able to resize the image to where when you draw it on the canvas, it's looking exactly like it does in the picture, composition, proportion, and everything else wise. But if you don't resize it, you're going. It's just a whole lot of unneeded frustration when people don't pre-plan what they're going to do when painting representationally. Not that it only pertains to painting representationally. Even I have to kind of, I don't just go into my abstract work without thinking. You know, there's going to be thought in the process. I'm going to be thinking about the color scheme, the depth, the atmosphere of the work. You know, it's not just throw paint on the canvas and go home. You know, there's always a lot of thought and everything put into a work, like really, I'm already having second thoughts about this, but I have to remember that this is this is a demo, and hell, I'm actually thinking I might do a live stream of me finishing this. I think it'd be really cool. But no, I mean, you know, if there is any pre-planning that you can do to make your life less frustrating, not only in painting, do it. Because it's just not worth it. You know, if it's preventable, then prevent it. So, you know, there's prevention to keep your brushes lasting longer. There's prevention from frustration because you didn't resize a drawing or really think about what canvas size you wanted to work on, anything like that. But that is all I have for this Monday. If you like my short impromptu impromptu how-to I did on how to lay down paint on your drawing and map your values, then I would definitely like to do a live stream of how to really get going with this. So, see y'all tomorrow. Bye.